At New York Wiki, we really feel that it's important to give back and inspire, and also seize the opportunity to motivate a leader of today and a leader of tomorrow to take the lead. The importance of surrounding yourself with really smart women. And I have spent my entire career making sure that I continued to surround myself with smart women, and I've had the opportunity to work for a lot of really smart women.
I'm here to learn a little bit more about television and film.
First-hand career advice from really some of the top executives here in New York in the world of communications. So you're going to hear from the industry leaders on many different levels, from how they started their careers. You're going to learn from their experiences, and you're going to even hear some of the mistakes that they have made along the way. In addition to being the president of New York Women in Communication, I'm also the founding publisher of Cosmo Girl magazine.
I came to the conference today to hear Linda Wells speak and to learn more about marketing.
I'm Linda Wells. I'm the editor-in-chief of Allure magazine, and I'm here today as the keynote speaker for New York Women in Communication. And I'm so inspired by this because I wish that I had someone to tell me what they went through when they started their career. My career has not been as smooth as Botox and full of applause. And I'm telling you this so that you know, things can be bumpy or bleak, and you can still succeed.
I'm here to gain some insight into breaking into the communication world.
Here's lesson number 1. Don't ever cry at work, or if you do, don't let anybody see you. And lesson number 2 is don't give up. Lesson number 3 is respectability and seriousness are overrated, especially when you can only afford top ramen for dinner.
I'm excited for the PR discussion.
I had actually very little interest in beauty. I wore almost no makeup, and my signature fragrance was Tide April Soft. So lesson number 4 is work hard and do it cheerfully. Eventually people will notice. So lesson number 5. Work at the best possible company you can, whether it's a magazine or a newspaper or any kind of organization, because even if you're at the very lowest level, you're really assessed by the place you work at the beginning of your career, more so than by the work you do. The lesson number 6 is just because you don't dazzle at one job doesn't mean you're a failure. A job is a kind of relationship, and there's really chemistry involved. You have to know who you are and what you're good at, and make sure that you find the right fit. That's lesson numbers 7 and 8. No one has time to teach you to do your job. You have to watch everything and listen, and then figure it out for yourself. You really have to fit into your environment, not the other way around. And then you have to make your work distinctive. In writing, we call it voice. So you want to find your voice and your style and let people hear it and see it.
I'm here in New York at the conference to learn a bit about a lot of new industries and hopefully hear about some different types of jobs that are available.
I didn't decide when I was in diapers that I wanted to be a magazine editor. I think everyone always tells you you're supposed to know this way early in your life.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to do communications or not, so that's why I'm here.
When I graduated, I interviewed for jobs in advertising, book publishing, graphic design firms, cosmetics industry, and I got nothing, not a nibble.
I'm here in New York to learn a little bit more about public relations and the different internships and opportunities that they have.
What do you do when your work is not just rejected, but shredded, and when your team is not just defeated, but fired, and you're standing there alone? I don't have a lesson for that. I don't know what you do. All I could think of doing was starting over. I had no choice, and trying never to make those mistakes again, but it was such a mysterious process. Be here, be happy, work hard, get into it, do a really good job, and sounds so old-fashioned, but it's so important.
And I'm really excited to come to the conference to network and meet new people and hopefully land my dream internship.
Yeah.
I'm looking at personality a lot of the times, and I think, for me, I like someone with a sense of humor. I think it's really important that whoever I hire has a sense of what's going on in the world.
How do you get that edge?
This edge is overrated, but I think as a leader, you have to give people confidence and a sense of happiness. Take risks. Don't be afraid. Find the courage to have your own voice. And I know how absurd this sounds because I have sat, when I was early in my career, I sat in a conference room like this and listened to people speak and And I was nothing but afraid. I would walk the streets of New York and think, is there ever going to be a place for me here? And that was really, really frightening. But in offices everywhere, people are afraid of innovation. They're afraid of difference, and they end up producing homogenized, dull, safe work. So every time you're faced with the choice between safe and risky, ask yourself, what do I have to lose? Or even better, think about, what do I have to gain? That's what really got me through every difficult moment in my career. You may be surprised when the answer is adventure, experience, when the answer is everything. All I have to gain is a life.